Hey everybody, Josh Card with Survivor Jeeps. Today I wanted to do first in hopefully a series of videos of restoration parts that are currently on the market or newly available for our Jeeps. As we all know, the collector car market is really started to take notice of classic 4x4s. We all know the early Broncos have been very popular amongst collectors for a while. Prices on those are really going through the roof. And along with that, they're kind of bringing up a lot of the other trucks and SUVs from the 60s into the 80s. So, you know, the late model Broncos now are becoming very popular. F-150s, Chevy square bodies, the CJs, of course, and now even the J10s and the Cherokee Chiefs. And of course, Wagoneers have been pretty popular with a certain crowd for a while as well. So with that, a lot of manufacturers are looking at reproducing these parts for these smaller brands outside of the big three, Chevy, Ford, Dodge. And so I would like to start highlighting some of these parts that I'm using on my personal project. This is an 84 J10 that I've been working on for quite some time, and you know, I have plenty of parts vehicles to pull parts from, but it's nice to be able to find some of these parts being made by individuals or by companies that really help with the restorations, because honestly, for years and years, a lot of the reproduction parts and replacement parts out there have been slim for one, and quality has been lacking in quite a few of them. So anyway, today I will start with a product that I'm going to use on my personal vehicle, and I'm very excited that it's here. So I wanted to start out with the problem. This is the headlight bucket for a full-size Jeep, Wagoneer or Cherokee or J-Truck starting in 1979. They went to a square headlight starting in 79 and ran with a square headlight all the way through the end of production. I believe J-Truck was finally finished in 87, and then of course Wagoneer went all the way to 91 with these. So the biggest problem with these are the adjuster screws are mounted with this plastic piece. Now these are just pop riveted into the headlight bucket, and this plastic piece here, and of course there's another one on the side, so for your up and down and left to right headlight adjustment. These plastic pieces over time get brittle and just break, and your headlight is left flopping around and not able to be adjusted, and the headlights are all wonky when they're on at night. So these pieces have never been in reproduction. They still aren't in reproduction for this exact an exact replacement like this. But these vehicles aren't necessarily being judged at a concours, so replacing these with something else that might work better that isn't exactly original isn't really a problem. If these ever make it to Pebble Beach or something like that, maybe somebody will start reproducing these. So until now, the only way to fix this was to get a junk Jeep, somebody that's parting one out, and get the headlight buckets off of there and either drill out the pop rivets and replace this plastic one on yours, or just replace the whole assembly on yours. There was an individual on one of the forums, one of the popular full-size Jeep forums, who was making small batches of replacement ones, and that's at some point I had contacted him and bought some because I needed to replace these. Now these are just a metal replacement that is pop riveted back in place of the plastic, and this is just a nut that has been welded onto a little metal bracket that he was making in his garage, I assume, or somewhere at home. But you had to contact him and then purchase through him on the forum, and it was, you know, it worked perfectly, but a little bit more difficult. And I don't know if he's still manufacturing these or not. He might be, but they work great. However, is not as convenient as, say, a catalog or something like that. BJ's Offroad, who is a major supplier of full-size Jeep parts of all kinds, restoration and off-road and lots of things, has just come out with these headlight adjuster brackets. Now, it's a small kit, comes in a little bag. There are 4, 2 for each headlight that come in the kit. It also comes with stainless steel screws and nylock nuts instead of the pop rivets. So once you drill the old ones out, you just replace with the screws and the nylock nuts. And I would say these would be good to go for a long time. Now, you will reuse the screw that you actually use to adjust your headlight. You'll take that out of the broken plastic piece and then reinsert it into the new bracket. So that's what I'm doing here. I've got a couple headlight buckets that I've already taken out, and I will be working on taking the old plastic off and then replacing them with the new. Alright, so we've got the old brackets removed from the headlight bucket by drilling out those old rivets. Now, before I start on the installation of the new brackets, there's a couple of things I wanted to take note of. First of all, the hardware that comes with the new brackets is a small button head stainless bolt. It takes a very small Allen wrench. I don't know if you can see that there. It's very small. And the nylock nuts on the back side, those are a 5/16, so I got my little 5/16 wrench. So have that stuff ready to go. Also, these are the new brackets. So they're not the same though. You need one of these per side. If you'll notice, this one has the screws on the bottom with the headlight adjuster piece up on the top. This one, they're both on the same side. So screws and headlight adjuster piece are both on the same side of the bracket. This one, they're opposite sides. So you need one of these, one like this and one like this for each headlight bucket. this is when it's nice to have, I still have this original one that has both intact pieces to kind of look at. If you'll notice on here, this round headlight bucket is the piece we're working on. This one on this side, here's those pop rivets, and it has both rivets and the adjuster on the same side. Now if you look on this side, this piece with the ear that sticks off, this kind of trapezoid looking ear piece, there's your pop rivets. This one there, this is the one where you'd use the opposite side one. So this one where they're on different sides, where you attach versus where the headlight adjuster is for this side with the trapezoid shape. The other one where they're both on the same side is for this one, where it's still on the kind of more or less rounded side. They'd be on the same side for this one. So there is a difference there. Make sure you're using the right bracket on the right side. The beauty of this design is that if you get them on the wrong one, you just unscrew them and move them to the right side. Whereas the old style with pop rivets, you're drilling out pop rivets again. All right, there we have it. The two new brackets are mounted to my headlight bucket. The hardest part about that, I think, was just holding everything while I got it tightened down, but should be good to go. Now we'll put the headlight bucket back together. Just like doing rear drum brakes, it's always nice to do one at a time, and you can always look at the other one to refer to how it all goes back together. So I've still got my other headlight bucket I haven't taken apart yet. I can make sure I get them all lined up right. There is a little spring that provides tension between this and the actual mounting bucket. Make sure that's in the right spot. Again, we'll reuse the screws out of the old brackets to put back in here to adjust the headlight. And once I get it all back together, we'll put it back in the truck. Well, there you go. Headlight is fully installed and ready to go. The last thing to do would be put the grill back in place, and it'll be looking a lot better, and I'll actually be able to adjust my headlights. So thank you to BJ's Off-Road for supplying such a great kit, and it was desperately needed, I know, by a lot of people. If you guys like this video, please let me know. Hit the like button. Comment down below what you think, if there was anything I missed or any other tips you might have if you've used this product before. Also, let me know if there's any other videos or products you'd like to see. I do read all the comments. Be sure and subscribe so you know when the next video drops. Thanks a lot.